All right. This is a video on a little do's and don'ts on how I made my wooden American flags. This one I believe is just short of 2 foot by 36 inches, I think. I have all the measurements written down. If you're interested, just put them in the comment and I'll let you know. There's a really great video by thatflagcompany.com. They have a YouTube video and they have a website and Instagram and all that. If you want to see, how they do it, it's relatively the same way I was doing it. Um, I'm sure there's a million videos, but that's really the only one or two I watched. I think I watched another two half of videos, but I had already done a bunch of them. I was just kind of looking to see how other people were putting them together and whatnot. But anyway, so check out thatflagcompany.com. They sell them. They show you how to make them. You can buy unions from them. Union is the blue part. But they do all that, so check them out. They do great videos. But I just wanted to do a how I do mine and like a couple of do's and don'ts real quick. Okay, so when you do the red, white, and blue ones normal, they're really hard to do. They're really hard to get the stencils right, or paint them or router them, whatever you're going to do. They're really difficult, so just beware. So one of the things I did on this one is I ran through the whole thing. I got to the very end and I shot 2 nails through it on accident. Okay, so just be careful that before you start nailing, you make sure that you have the right size nail in your nail gun and so on and so forth. I know it seems elementary, but I was jumping back and forth between different sizes and I thought I had it loaded right, and obviously I was wrong. Okay, now I didn't do a great job fixing it. Overall, it's pretty good, but that's because I really just didn't work it long enough, because the whole point of this was I didn't want to paint separate when it was together. I cut them all and I bought a piece of plywood. I cut them all and then I put them together so that I wouldn't have any paint lines or anything. As you can see here, they're all perfect, all right, because they were all separate when they were painted and then put back together. All right, when I had to fix this, as you can see here, when I taped it, it's really hard to just get that tape perfect, So what you do is you tap in that nail as far as you can. If you can pull it out, even better, but you tap it in as far as you can with a little punch and a hammer, something like that. And then you put some glue in there, and then you take some fine sawdust and you stick it in there and you rub it in real good and you give it like 5 minutes, and then you sand it down, and then you do it again. That was my problem. I didn't do it a second time. And then you sand it again and then you paint it. But overall, it's good. I'm happy that it wasn't ruined, because this was supposed to be the one that was perfect, and of course at the very end, whatever. So then here's one where I burned it, and then I burned the white, and then I painted it white, but the red I did normal. The blue I sanded it down, and then I painted the stars. Make sure your stars are facing upward. That is another do and don't. Okay, don't put it upside down. You will be aggravated. You will start throwing things. You will get mad. Stars point up. Okay, and then I just on the That Flag Company video, he did 1x2s, but what I did is I took 1x6s that I had laying around that were scrap, and I just ran them through the table saw, and I got them down. I went thinner than a 1x2 just because I wanted to be closer to the wall. So that's how you put them together, and then you put like some just hanging brackets, like picture hanging brackets, something like that. Not a big deal. So then this one is the one that I did the same way, where the red's normal, the blue is painted, then sanded, and then I do the stars. The white is it doesn't exist on this one. It is burned, and then everything was clear coated. Okay, this one also has a clear coat, sorry. This one has not gotten a clear coat yet, it's just gloss paint, but it is getting a clear coat. Okay, here's one that I'm doing. Okay, now this was supposed to be a good one too. So now I have two options because I screwed this up. The stars, if you don't get them stencils right, and you have to use very little paint. This has some sawdust on it also, it needs to be cleaned, but it is definitely messed up. So what I'm going to try to do first, because it has to be sanded no matter what in order to fix it, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to sand it down, and hopefully I can sand it just enough without running colors that it looks faded, and if that works, then I will also sand down the red and white before I glue them together, and everything will look faded. And it'll look like this one that I made for my wife before I started doing the bigger ones. Okay, so this is the smaller one that I did that way. Now with this one, what I did was I sanded down, and then I put the stencil on, and I just sprayed it real quick. I didn't go all the way through. If you look, you can still see some blue going through, and I did that on purpose. And then on the smaller ones, what I do is I brad nail them, and I also glue them, and then I router the back for a nail hole. And I like to put a little, that's for whoever it's for. Okay, little burn kit that I got at Harbor Freight. It was like $10. You know, you just burn in the wood, you know, somebody's name or something like that. But I routed that out so they could put a nail in there and it could be flush, and I also didn't have to spend money on hardware. Okay, so this one is actually going to get a clear coat, I decided. So it's going to be a little bit shinier. But on these ones, what you have to remember is... Okay, hold on. Okay, so I have that one. Now, here's another one, another small one. These are the stencils I use. You get them on Amazon. It was like $10. Okay, for... I think 6 of them. Alright, and they're reusable. You can clean them. You can go online and find out how to clean them. Okay, and I use this Repositioning Glue. Okay, you just spray it on. It's light duty. I got it at Michael's. Okay, they have different brands, but this is the one I got. It's 3M Scotch. I don't know how that's both, but so you spray this on, you let it dry for a minute, and you put it on. I like to test it on something else to make sure I can peel it off. Make sure your paint is completely dry at least a day before you put that stencil on. You will stick that stencil to the glue or to the paint. Do not put that stencil on until it is ready. Okay, you will. This one is for a cousin of mine, and I did it like 6 times. It drove me nuts. I wanted to bash it on the ground, but this one means something to me. So this one I had to just keep doing over and over until I got it right. So be cautious to do the stencil correctly. Also, when you're doing your stencil, okay, the stars must go up, like I said, I think I said before. Okay, now what I recommend you do is you do that first half first. Okay, nail these together, glue them and nail them, and then glue this one, the union, to the stripes, and then one at a time glue and nail these. Okay, it is much easier. Also, if you start this way and you go this way, you nail down and put the next one on, nail down. When you get to here, you can't put any nails from here to here, so you have to start from the top. Go like this. So that when you get to this one, be able to nail into it this way. Okay, so now the other do not cut the wood against the grain. See, the grain is running this way and the cut is that way. That's why it bowed. And they didn't all, okay? I was trying to use every bit of wood I could. That's the only reason I cut it that way. This one didn't bow and this one didn't bow. So I can really just do those if I want. Maybe try to use these for some braces or something. Okay, and these ones, the grain runs this way, and that's the way I cut it, and they're nice and straight. Okay, so make sure you cut with the grain. Okay, so this one is burned wood, burned wood, burned wood, and then painted. Okay, so you can determine how much paint you want to put on. Okay, so this entire thing was burned separately and then painted. I should have gone a little lighter on the white maybe, but you can see the burn compared to the faded. Okay, so that's how I do mine. Thanks for watching. Check out some of my other videos. Like I said, check out thatflagcompany.com. Check out their YouTube video. It's a really great video. They're very helpful, and I just think you give credit where credit's due, because I'm not out here to make a buck. I'm out here to make myself happy and make other people happy. So if you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Thanks for watching.